And these are the perfect cards. Like, okay, the first card I saw was Third Eye, and this just feels like trust your internal vision, trust the visions you've had up until this point that have continued to sustain you and keep you on this journey. Understand that, yeah, they're still very, very real, and that they're still here for you. It doesn't matter how long you've been on this journey, how long you've been hearing those messages of how close you are, or all that stuff. Understand that it's the truth. It's the truth, and as long as you continue going forward, like you're making progress, and that it doesn't become for nothing until you decide you're not going forward anymore. Until you become like, you know what, I'm not pursuing this anymore. I'm stopping. That's the only time it becomes a waste. As long as you're progressing forward, you're getting there. So it's like trust your visions and understand that they didn't just come out of nowhere. You weren't just convincing yourself of these things. You've seen them, you've experienced them, you felt the energy of them, like legitimately. So it's like trust that and understand that it's the truth. It's really the truth. So anchor into that. And then next is, who are you? It's like, okay, you have these visions and you see these things for yourself. It's like, all right, why do you see these things for yourself? Why do you want them? Why do you even care about them? It's like, why do you want to have the successful career and all the money and all that? Like, it's not just simply that. It may be the freedom that comes with it. It may be the access, the ability to travel, the ability to, you know the freedom to live your life simply by doing things that you want to do. Not having to sacrifice yourself or choose between, you know survival and yourself, or choose between your mental health and being able to eat, like those type of things. It's like, that's what it's really about. It's the freedom, it's the love, it's the being able to show up how you need to. And it's like getting clear on that. Like, what are your motivations? Like, your actual motivations. And I'm also hearing to ask yourself why. Every time you come up with an answer to this, say why. Like, who are you? And it's like, okay, or as not this question, but just like, why do you do what you do? Just keep asking why. Like, all right, why do you have that? Okay, the money. Okay, why? It's like, well, money allows me to, I got a roof over my head. I can eat food. It's like, okay, why? It's like, okay, that makes me feel good, and I feel like I need for nothing. It's like, okay, why? It's like, oh, because like, until you can't answer that anymore, and then that's how you get to the real root of anything. Really, you just keep asking why. You just keep going down that rabbit hole until there's no more answer, and then that's when you get to the actual truth, which is underlying everything that you said up until that point. So, yeah, just get clear on that and understand that you can trust your visions of yourself and who you know yourself to be and what you know to be possible in this world, and that all that leads to exactly where you're going. So, and after that, shot o'clock, you know, Monday Magic favorite and success. And it's like, that's a very clear story right there. Third eye, you're getting the visions. Like, now it's like, okay, make sense of them, actualize them, make sense of them, and also get clear on who you are, what your motivations are, why you see these things for yourself, why they're even important. And after you do that, you get the clarity, and now that allows you to move forward with clarity. That allows you to approach your reality with clarity, to make choose this or that with clarity, because you know what your motivating factors are. So now when this thing comes up and it's like money, it's like, okay, but does this money come with freedom? Does this money allow me to still be myself? Does this opportunity for money still allow me to, do all the things that I'm even care about money for? Because what's the point of money if it's like, okay, here's the money, but in exchange, you never get to be home, you never get to be with your loved ones, you never get to go on vacation because you have to be here every single day. Like, it's like, okay, like, damn, I won't even be able to use the money for what I want the money for. Now I just have this money, and it's like, but I don't have no freedom. I don't have no autonomy, nothing. It's like, is it still worth it? Probably not. But if you don't get clear on the fact that money is not the motivating factor, and that your freedom and all that is, then yeah, you won't be able to truly experience success. It won't feel like success. It won't feel like it's time to take a shot. Like, it'll just feel like, yeah, things are cool, everything's taken care of. Like, and it's like, no, that's not the point, bro. It's like, you should be thriving in life. You should be excited to show up every day. You should be feeling like it's always shot o'clock, whether you actually take a shot or drink alcohol or any of that. It should always feel like cause for celebration. It should always feel like success, and that you're in the middle of an unanswered prayer, and you're in the middle of a life that you created. The more it feels like you're just in the middle of something that has nothing to do with you, something that doesn't light you up, or something that is just kind of imposed on you, the more out of alignment you are, because where you are right now is a product of choices you made a lot of the time. Um, so it's like at any given point, you can make different choices and continue to choose what feels like aligned. You can come back into the present, remember that I am, and choose what feels right in that moment, and continue to do that from there. And it's like whenever you find yourself like feeling like you're in the middle of a moment that's not a product of you, it's time to zoom out and then zoom back in and remember you are. And it's like, what are you choosing in this moment? Why does this moment not feel like you? And chances are it's probably because of a past present moment where you sacrificed yourself, or you made a choice that didn't feel like you, and it kind of led you onto this road that doesn't feel like you now. And now in this present moment you don't feel like yourself. But understand that the present moment tells you more about where you've been than it does about where you are right now. Because in this moment right now you can choose something different. But where you are right now is a product of choices you've been making. Where you are going to be tomorrow, where you're going to be in the next present moment, is a product of right now. So understand that at any moment you can free yourself, and you can switch over and tap into that shot o'clock frequency, that success frequency. But you just have to realize who you are. You got to use your third eye to see clearly and really see yourself from a perspective. Okay, who am I in this moment? How am I showing up in this moment? And if you're not showing up authentically, that's information right there, and that's an indicator, and that probably can clear up and tell you exactly why you feel the way you feel. It's like, who are you right now? Are you actually you? Are you showing up as you, or are you wearing one of those masks? So yeah, and you do that, shot o'clock success, and that's clear. That doesn't need any explanation. So you got this, and that's the overlaying message throughout all of these cards, every story, every analogy, everything is just like, what's up. It's like, in the good and the bad and the ugly, what's up, who you are, what's going on here. It's like, what are you choosing? That's it. That's what it boils down to. With everything and everything that's going on, and everywhere you've been and everywhere you're going, what are you choosing? Period. Look, you can't make this up. Ace of Pentacles. Success. Shot o'clock. Like, you know who you are. All you have to do is walk through that door. Like, yes, it does take showing up. You're not just gonna wake up and boom, $1 million is on your chest. Like, hey, maybe. Like, that's ultimate. That's ultimate magic right there. You tapped into that. Like, you need to come and we need to collab. You need to come teach your ways. But yeah, I'm not telling you. I'm not selling you that type of dream. I'm not telling you you just understand like you are infinite and now you're rich. Like, I'm not telling you that, because you spent all this time not feeling that way. Or there's all a world of conditioning and experiences and everything that's running in your subconscious that's really projecting reality outwards. But what I am telling you is that all you gotta do is show up. All these things, the opportunities will continue to present themselves, because you've been calling them in, because you're a vibratory match for them. You've been doing the work. So all you gotta do is show up, and show up as you, and walk through the door, and boom, everything comes behind that. It's been trying to come in. You've been in resonance to it. You just haven't. You've been blocking yourself. So it's just kind of been hanging around in your auric field. Just kind of nearby. Whenever you choose to raise that vibration, raise your frequency, and become a match for it, and then it all comes in. Understand, it's here. It's waiting for you. And if you feel like you've been being breadcrumbed, or every reading's been like, oh, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, that's probably why. It is here. But it's like, no, it doesn't matter how here it is. If you're not in a vibratory match to it, if you're not in the vibrations that you're trying to experience, it cannot come in. You will never attract abundance through lack. It will never lead that way. So understand that the difference between you walking through that door is you walking through that door. You have to walk through it. And walking through that door right now is getting your vibration in order. Keep making sure your mental diet matches the life you're trying to create. That the people around you match the life you're trying to create. That there's not just a bunch of stuff from your old life just still around in your field just because it's been there. But that everything in your experience is something that you're recommitted to. that you're like, yep, that's still in alignment. Yep, that's still in alignment. Okay, yes, this pours into me the way it needs to. Like, oh, okay, yeah, that leads to where I'm going. Okay, that feels like the life I'm creating, that this relationship feels abundant. This relationship feels supportive. It feels like love. It feels wise. It feels, it feels like the life I'm creating. Like if the relationship feels like lack, it feels like alone, it feels like loneliness, it feels like brokenness, like like that's an indicator you need to get that out. You need to remove that so it doesn't continue to manifest in your life. So just take scope of everything and recommit to everything you could think of. That phone game you play all the time, recommit to that. That person you text all the time, you be FaceTiming for hours, recommit to them. That app that you're on, recommit that. Okay, do I still even enjoy Instagram? Okay, do I even care to be on TikTok? How does TikTok make me feel when I go on there? Okay, that video game, do I actually have fun playing that video game, or is it just stressful? Does it just make me upset and make me frustrated? Like really recommitting and really like, okay, like let me be intentional and making sure all this is still in alignment. And yeah, and that's it. And that's walking through that door. And it's like because you're gonna look up and realize like everything around you is in alignment to the life you're creating, and that's what it took. So yeah, it's all here for you though. I'm telling you, it's here waiting on you. Like the minute you decide and the minute you do what you need to do, is that shit's flowing. That shit's come right in. And then the other card that came out was King of Wands, and this just feels like be bold in that. And understand that you don't owe anybody any explanations. Like if you come to the conclusion like, okay, I've outgrown this relationship, and if you're in the process of doing all the recommitments, and there you find things that's like, what, like, nah, there's no room for this anymore. Be bold in that and be courageous and understand that, yeah, the energies, like I said, especially now this week, the end of Scorpio season, last few days, the energies are here for transformation. The energies here for towers. The energies here for burning things down to the ground. Like that's the energy we're in right now. So understand that you might experience a level of ease in these processes that you may not be able to experience a little later if you decide, like, all right, I'm really tired now. Like, let me actually do these things now. It's like, it'll still get done, of course, but understand that right now, that's that season. So it's like, it may be much easier than it would be later. 015050 as I say that. So you got a few days left. I'm telling you, it's like be bold, recommit to the things, and the things that don't match, get them out of there. And like I said, don't feel like you have to super over explain everything or that they have to agree for it to be valid. You can speak your piece and they can speak theirs and understand like, yo, we can agree to disagree, but this is not really something I'm negotiating. This is something I need to do for me. And anybody who's truly for you will support you in that. Anybody who's truly meant for you, anybody who's truly cares about you and loves you will always support you in you doing what you feel like is best for you and what you understand to be is best for you, because they should want what's best for you, even if at some point they're on the other side of that, like at some point they aren't what's best for you, that they should push you to honor it, especially if there's somebody whose opinion is worth even valuing, because at the point where it's like, oh, I want what's best for you until you decide that I'm not what's best for you, and now it's like, oh, no, 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 like now it's like, how can I trust your judgment on anything? Because it's like, yeah, you just can't trust someone's judgment like that, because like now it's biased. It's like now you're not gonna tell me that, oh, this isn't what's best for me, if it means that I'm gonna start looking at you, or you might not be able to make it, so now it's like you're gonna keep that to yourself, or and it's like that's weird. So it's like, yeah, just be bold in this and understand that somebody reacting very, very negatively and strongly or whatever is an indicator that, yeah, they probably never had any place being there, like you probably outgrew them a long time ago and it was never gonna work. You were never gonna be able to actualize everything you see for yourselves while being tied to this person, so yeah, you have the strength to do it. And yeah, I'm being drawn to the line at the top again, and I was already being drawn there, and then I heard strength come out my mouth, and it's like, yeah, literally the strength card, I feel it. I feel its presence here as well in this card. It's like you have the support of everything. Like I said, we're not here alone. Like I like even talking to you, I feel like And the angels are behind me, your ancestors are behind me, and God's behind me, Jesus, whatever you believe in, everything you believe in, and the things you don't even believe in, things other people believe in, are all here, and they're just listening to me, and they're like, exactly, like, yep. It's like I feel them right here, like in the, what's the word? I don't know the word for it. There's like a theater word, like they're in the wings, or I don't know, but yeah. So understand that you're supported, and that you're not alone in any of this. So